Hello and welcome to 9-Inch Charge. Today we're going to have a look at the Age of Sigmar WARSCROLL for the Warhammer Warcry warband, the DARKOATH Savages. Now these are some really fantastic models, much better than the Marauder models. So we're going to have a review of the WARSCROLL and see if they're quite fitting in the army and see what they can do and see if they live up to the amazing sculpts that they have. Just before we start, if you like this video, please be sure to drop it a like. It really means a lot to me. It just helps people find the channel as it grows. And if you'd like to see more content like this in the future, if you're new to the channel and you'd like to see a bit more, or if you've been watching along already and haven't yet subscribed, please be sure to click that subscribe button. Screaming blood-curdling vows to the ruinous powers, the DARKOATH Savages make brutal war across the length and breadth of the mortal realms. To these barbarous murderers, each new dawn is an opportunity to win the favour of the gods. DARKOATH Savages have a move of 6 inches, a save of 5+, a bravery of 6 and 1 wound each. They carry the keywords Chaos, Slaves to Darkness, Mortal, DARKOATH, DARKOATH Savages, and come in at 100 points for 10. Now, unlike the Tarantulas Brood, they do not have the keyword Cultist, so they cannot be battle line, and also they cannot have a mark of chaos, but they do make up for this in other ways when we get into their abilities later on. They're each armed with DARKOATH weapons, which have a 1-inch range, 2 attacks, 4s to hit, 4s to wound, no rend, and 1 damage, which on the face of it, as only 25% of these attacks will make it through as wounds, but they do have ways of making this better, even though they can't carry a mark. So it's best off that we have a look at their abilities, and we'll start to explain why I actually think that despite the stats that are a little bit lackluster, they're actually a really cool unit. So first off is Slaughterborn. 1 in every 10 models in this unit must be a Slaughterborn. Add 1 to the attacks and damage characteristic of that model's melee weapons. So Slaughterborn is doing 3 attacks at damage 2, which is pretty nice. In addition, a Slaughterborn can issue commands to their own unit. Second is Proven. So 2 in every 10 models of a unit must be a Proven. And add 1 to the damage characteristic of those models' melee weapons. So now all of a sudden we've got 3 models that are damage 2 in this unit. So they're getting a bit beefier already. The next ability is God Speaker. 1 in every 10 models in this unit must be a God Speaker. And at the start of your hero phase, roll 1 dice for each God Speaker in this unit. For each 6, you receive a command point that can only be spent during that turn to allow Slaughterborn for this unit to issue a command. This is really cool because it just frees you up command points, and we know that that's really important and that everybody wants to save their command points for different things. Being able to use it just on this unit is really cool because it just makes them a little bit of a toolbox. And what's interesting is that it's 1 in every 10 models is a God Speaker. So if you reinforce this unit, you can have 2 God Speakers, and then every turn you roll 2 dice and see if you get a 6. So 1 in 3 chance. So, you know, it's fairly likely to happen. So I think that's really great. I think that's a brilliant ability, to be honest. Next up is Death Blow. These fearsome warriors can fell an enemy warrior with a single well-placed strike, sending the decapitated head tumbling onto the blood-stained dirt below. If the unmodified hit roll for an attack made with a DARKOATH weapon is 6, that attack inflicts 1 mortal wound to the target in addition to any normal damage. That's brilliant. You know, we've got weight of attacks now. We've got 20 attacks coming through, plus an extra 1 for the Slaughterborn. So over 6, that will be just over 3 mortal wounds caused a turn if they're all attacking. In addition to the normal damage, then you've got some who are damaged too, so that's really cool. It just gives them that little bit of a chance to go toe-to-toe with other units and to be a little bit scary because they don't have any rends, they do have a weight of attacks, but now the ability to cause mortal wounds just makes them really terrifying. And going up against smaller units, little characters, or even against big characters that you want to chip away against, being able to cause 3 mortal wounds in addition to normal damage a turn could really change the game around. But the best ability by far and away that they have is Oath of Conquest. Heeding their God Speaker's proclamations, these warriors seek to earn glory by driving back the enemy. If you gain control of an objective previously controlled by your opponent while this unit is contesting it, this unit fulfills its oath. Once this unit fulfills its oath, until the end of the battle, this unit has a 5+ ward save. Now we're talking. Now we've got a 5+ save, a 5+ ward save, mortal wound output, weight of attacks, and they'll just be absolutely solid. I mean, you want to put these on a unit and on an objective, sorry, and just keep them there with this 5+ ward save, and they're not going to be easy to move by any means. You know, this is their purpose. This is how they're going to get the glory of their gods and earn their favor, and this is what they want to do, and they want to be steadfast warriors. So take these guys, reinforce them, you know, take 20 and then get them on an objective, and they're going to be really hard to move. So I think they're really cool, and 20 of them is only 200 points, which isn't massive, and you've got a big amount of bodies on the tabletop who potentially can become really tough and quite scary for your opponent with all the potential for mortal wounds. And when they've generated command points for themselves, they're going to be able to rally, making them stick around even longer. So absolutely great unit. Love them to bits. It'll be cool to see them in people's armies because they do look cooler than Marauders. They're a bit more flavorful, especially people who are more narrative driven. You're going to want to see some really cool and interesting models and units from all over the realms of chaos in your army. So let me know what you think in the comments. Let me know if you'll be taking them, if you'll be using them, if you're a Warcry player getting into Age of Sigmar, any of that kind of stuff. Thank you very much for watching. Thank you especially if you made it all the way to the end. You guys are definitely all DARKOATH chieftains, and I will catch you next time.